Hey everybody, it's me, Coach Ben here, and I'm going to talk to you today about story problems. An entry protocol. It's kind of new. It will not be featured yet in our book, but we're putting it out there because it may be in book two. So this is called story problems. And so just as a reminder, we start out with story problems. These two story problems include some kind of math operation, which you're telling a story about. You're going to have some kind of usually digital manipulatives that are realia based. You're going to record and or write a word problem, and then you can share or review it with your classmates. And those are the pieces. So let's go ahead and talk about how we're going to make a story problem. So first of all, I have a previous story problem up in Seesaw. I'm actually going to make a copy of this. This one would be with bears, and you would move a black bear and a brown bear. I'm going to make a copy of this as my frame. The next thing I have is my story problem template. And you can see here in this template, I'm going to do one with addition. You got a lot of other templates over here on this side that you can use. You can make a copy of this. I have a holding tank. That's going to be where our manipulatives go. In this one, I've included groups. How many groups are there, and what's the number in each group? And I've included two ways to use write the multiplication problem. And these are all just kind of things that I put in here that you can move around pieces. And I've just kind of adjusted them the way that I want to. Command Z, shortcuts, right? So the other thing I have is my realia apples. I did a Google search here for Google Images. I did have some tools. I wanted it to be transparent, which is here under, right here. I think it's, what does it say? It doesn't obviously have the header right now. Under color, it's transparent. And then Creative Commons licenses if you'd like to. Then I try to look for one that is indeed transparent. It looks like this one is. You can see little boxes around it. Same thing, I have a basket over here, which I'm going to also use in this one. And that's it. So we're going to start over here with my Seesaw activity. And I'm going to go ahead and make a copy and edit this activity. And I'm going to start out with 0. I'm going to delete this student template so I have no student template. Most of the reason I make a copy of this, let's say apples and baskets. We'll just do apples multiplication. Okay. And it is not a math story, that's the former name, a story problem. That way I can kind of keep the instructions all here the same, which is why I make a copy instead of sticking with a new one. I guess I could always just copy these if I wanted to do another new activity. So again, here I'm going to add it under student template. I might need to make sure there's no file that's already there. And I'm going to upload. And what I'm going to do is, because there's so many other designs in this template, I am just going to File. I went to File. I'm going to download this. It's a PNG again. File. Download PNG. Boop. It's going to download right in my Chrome browser. If it's an older browser, it's not updated. If it's updated, it may download somewhere else. So I'm going to upload here. Just going to drag and drop this. You can see right here I've dragged and I've dropped it. Hit my green check over here. This is just basically my background. All I did is create my background. And once you get pretty good at this, you can do it pretty quickly. All right, creating background. So this is my holding tank where I'm going to put my items. So first, I'm going to bring in my basket. So I'm going to go to here. I'm going to copy this image. Okay, Command C, and then I'm going to paste the image. Oop, not in Google Slides. Be careful. I almost fell for that. Make sure it's in Seesaw. Okay, Command V. I'm going to resize this image. Let's see, how big do I want my baskets to be for my apples? Maybe I'm going to make it a little wider, distort it a little bit. I guess that is going to be good enough. I don't want it to be too big. People can always resize it. I'm going to bring it over here. Now, what I'm going to do, because if I paste again, it's going to be this size. But if I come over here and copy, which is just Control or Command C, and then I hit Command or Control V, see how it's the same size? And I also like to lock the size of this item. And you can do this individually by clicking on the 3 dots and going lock size, or I believe it's Command Shift L or Control Shift L once it's selected. So I'm going to do maybe just 5 of these baskets. So Command Control Shift L, and I've locked. Oop, nope. That's incorrect. Command M. If you hit L, it's going to lock it in place, but if you hit Control Command Shift and M for move, again, it's also just under the 3 dots here. Again, if you want to lock everything, it's Command or Control Shift L. If you want to just lock the size, Command or Control Shift M. So I said I'm going to have 5 of these, and Control Command Shift and then M. Control and Command, it's Command if it's on a Mac, and Control if you're on a different computer. So I got how many of my baskets here? Looks like I got 5. Oops, I need one more. Good thing I checked. Command, Control, Shift, and L. Oops. M. See, we all make mistakes. You just gotta fix it. That's how you learn. Okay. So we got our 5 baskets here. I'm gonna come back over here. I'm gonna grab my apples, copy the image, and I'm gonna do this part a little faster. I'm gonna hit Controller Command V. I'm gonna resize my apple. That looks pretty good for the basket, maybe a little smaller, and for the tree. Okay, I'm going to put it here. I'm going to hit Command. I'm going to copy it again. Command Shift M. I'm going to paste it. Command Shift M to lock the size. Paste it. Command Shift M to lock the size. Paste it. Command Shift M to lock the size. So I got 5 so far. I'm going to stack these up. Command V to paste. And then I'm going to lock the size. Paste, lock the size, paste, lock the size, paste. Oops, I skipped one. And by the way, you can tell if it's locked. And then again, I got to remember it's the Command Shift M, right? And not the L. You can tell if it's locked because when it's locked, see here the difference in the boxes. You see the dots versus the no dots that are around the image. And that's how you can tell if you've either locked the size or if you've locked the image completely. So Command V, let's do a few more of these. Command Shift M, Command V, Command Shift M, Command V, Command Shift M. If you use your shortcuts, it's just so much quicker. Again, Control Command C for copy, Control Command V for paste, and then to lock the size, it is Command or Control Shift and M for move. Command V, Command Shift M, Command V. And you can see when I just use my shortcuts, how fast I can paste these apples. I don't know how many I'm going to do. I don't know how many the kids are going to want to use or how many I'm going to want to use, but there's a bunch. With the older kids, I can always just have them teach them how to make more copies. The younger kids, I kind of like to pre-populate it in there. And I could just do different stacks too. I don't have to have them all in one stack, but I do have to move them by hand, each of them. So again, just to review, I got my background. I downloaded my background. I downloaded it from Google Slides. It's a lot. These are all in Google Slides pre-made. Google Slides, you can see Google Slides here. Seesaw, I'm created in Seesaw. I have my background here. I have my manipulatives, which I've copied and pasted using the Creative Commons licenses. That means anybody can use them rather than having them be restricted or having to pay for them. Okay, so here, finally, I'm going to save my activity. So you can see here, this is my activity. If I wanted to present this to my class, what now I can do is I can move and I could say, let's say for this one, I just want 2 baskets. And then they can use however many apples that they want to here. I'm just going to keep it simple. Maybe I want to put an extra apple here. All right, so then I could have the kids record. I can have them write the numbers ahead of time if they want to make it quicker. So if I have 2 baskets and I'm going to put 3 apples in each basket, again, I have putting my factors in different locations. So how many groups do I have? 2. How many are in each group? 3. I'm going to do the other part later. All right, let's record now. Now this is demonstrating how to my students now that I've completely made it. All right, so I decided to go apple picking, and I had 2 baskets to fill with apples. And we wanted to have the same amount of apples in each basket to make them so we could carry it. So what we decided is that we were going to put 3 apples in each basket. We're going to put 3 apples in each basket, and because we want it to be even, and there was 2 of us, me and a friend, and we each wanted to have the same amount. So you can see I have 2 groups represented by the baskets, and I have 3 in each group. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that will give me a total of 6 apples. So there's a total of 6 apples. Oops. If we make mistakes, it's okay. Just hit that undo button. Undo. Okay, so 6 is my product. So you can see here, I have 2 baskets. 1, 2. And in each basket, 1, 2, 3 apples. 3 apples in each basket. 1, 2, 3. 2 baskets and 3 apples in each basket. 2 times 3, 2 groups of 3 is 6. 6 is equal to 2 times 3. And that's my math story. All right, so that kind of gives you the whole gamut from start to finish. Again, I started in Seesaw. You can build it. You completely build your activity from scratch, or you can completely build your activity from scratch, or you can come to these 3 dots and you can copy and edit an activity. Don't just edit it, right? Make sure to copy it. So build it from scratch or edit it. For my background, I use Google Slides. You can see there's all these slides in here. It's just, again, just to break it down, it's just an image with maybe some other shapes. Depends on what you want to do for your story problem. Again, here's a multiplication one. You could also kind of use this for division as well. I did a search for my manipulatives. In this case, it was an apple in a basket. Using my tools, I decided to do, I think this was color and maybe type, and then Creative Commons licenses. And I added those. I locked the size with Command-Shift-M so they could still move. Don't get it confused with Command-Shift-L. You have copied and pasted Command-C, Command-V, Control if you're on a Chromebook, for example, or also a Windows. And so remember, you can watch this video a few times. Backgrounds. So you're going to need your background built. You're going to need some some manipulatives to put in. And then you could just stick it all in Seesaw. You could do this same idea with Google Slides. I like using Seesaw for the record feature. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully you feel a little bit more comfortable building your own with story problems. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye-bye.